Howdy y'all, this is Brenda from Slapout Homestead, and today we're going to make some bread. Sandwich rye bread. I got this recipe from the King Arthur Flour website. Go check them out. They have some awesome recipes. So let's get busy. This is my first time making this recipe. So you're going to see it either work out great or not work out great. So I'm going to add in my yeast. I'll put a link to the actual recipe page down in the description. There's my yeast. This is a mixture of all the liquids. It's water, lukewarm water, vegetable oil, and dill pickle juice. That's going to make it so good. So good. This is a mixture of some of the herbs. It's salt, sugar, caraway seeds, and dill seeds. And those go in next. We have a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Grab a knife and scrape that off. Waste not, want not. Alright. And then we have instant mashed potato flakes, or you can use potato flour. And then we have our bread flour, unbleached bread flour, and it calls for pumpernickel, but I'm substituting. I am substituting whole grain dark rye flour, stone ground. Substituting that for the pumpernickel. So we will put this on the mixer. Put our paddle blade on there until we get a dough. Bring that up into the work position. I'm going to let that go for a minute. In the meantime, I'm going to put all my dishes over here. That already smells really good. You can smell that dill pickle juice and the mustard. Get my little scraper out and get it ready. Starting to form into a dough. Okay, I'm going to call that enough. Now the recipe says that at this point it may look really dry, and it does. I'll pull it off of there and show it to you. It does look pretty dry. But it says to let it rest for 20 minutes so that the flour can start to absorb the liquid. Not too dry. So we'll let this stand for 20 minutes and then we'll come back and go on to the next step. I'm going to put one of my little plastic shower caps over the top so it doesn't continue to dry. It's not going to dry out in my kitchen, not as humid as it is today. But for precaution, I'll go ahead and put one of my little shower caps over the top in this bowl. We'll come back in 20 minutes and that's when we start kneading. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. Yeah, you can actually tell the difference. It feels a little bit more tacky now. Okay, now the directions say to knead the dough either in a mixer or a bread machine. Set on the dough cycle to make a stiff but fairly smooth dough. It'll take about 7 minutes in a stand mixer at second speed using the dough hook. Get up on there. There we go. The dough should clean the sides of the bowl. If it doesn't, sprinkle in a bit more all-purpose flour. We don't recommend kneading this dough by hand as it is hard to develop the gluten sufficiently. If you do knead by hand, realize that the dough will take longer to rise and won't rise as high. So, second speed for 7 minutes. Alright, we'll come back in 7 minutes and look at that. Alright, we're at the end of our kneading. It says now is place the dough in a lightly greased bowl, cover the bowl and let the dough rise till it's puffy about 1 to 2 hours. It may or may not have doubled in bulk, but it will definitely have expanded. Alright, so we will do that. Basically just going to take it out of this one, spray the bowl and put it back in. It is a little stickier than it was earlier. I'm guessing that's a good thing. Coax it out of here. Spray the bowl. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? Very soft now. Very soft. Has a lovely texture. Alright, you go down in there. Cover you up. And you can hang out right here. My little lovely dough. You can hang out right here for an hour or 2. And then we'll come back and see what's going on with our sandwich rye bread. Okay, we are at an hour and a half and I believe our dough is ready. Let's check it out. See, it's pretty puffy. You can tell because when you push on it, it kind of feels like there's air bubbles moving. But yes, it is puffy. So, gently deflate the dough. I'm going to put down a little flour on my surface here. Gently deflate the dough. Shape it into a log. Alright, we're just going to get our loaf shape. I want it to be a little more even. So I'm going to pull it out, stretch a little bit, and then fold it over. There are so many ways to shape loaves of bread. And you know what? It doesn't really matter. They all work. Personal preference. Let's bring our loaf pan over here. And put our bread in there. Just make it flat on top to start with. Just trying to make it even. Now I will grease a piece of plastic so that it can tent over the top. And then turn it the other way. Now the directions say, allow the loaf to rise till it's crowned 1 to 1.5 inches over the edge of the pan. 1 to 1.5 hours. And at that point, I will have my ruler and I'll check where it is on the pan. Toward the end of the rise time, once it gets up to about where I think it's close, I'll start heating my oven. I'll show you what this looks like when it goes in the oven, probably in about an hour and a half. We are risen and ready to go in the oven. So now bake the bread for 20 minutes and then tent it lightly with foil and bake for an additional 20 minutes. When done, the bread will be golden brown and its internal temperature will register 190 degrees. So we're going in the oven right now for 20 minutes and then I'll come back with the foil and we'll go 20 minutes more. And I will show you what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I can't wait. I bet it's going to smell so good in here when this bread is baking. There's our beautiful bread. our instructions say, remove the bread from the oven, wait 5 minutes, remove it from the pan, and allow it to cool completely on a rack before slicing. Store up to a week at cool room temperature. Well, that bread's not going to last a week, but I will let it wait 5 minutes in the pan. I'm going to turn it out, and then I'm actually going to brush the whole outside of it, the whole crust, top, bottom, sides, ends, all of it with butter, because that's what I like to do to my bread. It doesn't complain. And then I'm going to let it cool completely. That'll probably be tomorrow. Then we'll slice her, and I'll show you what she looks like on the inside, and we'll have to eat it too. So I will be back tomorrow with the rest of this video. So when you see me again, it's going to be tomorrow. Okay, it's tomorrow. Actually, I'm kidding. It's still today. It's just a different day. Yesterday was when we baked our bread. Today, we're going to slice it and see what's inside. And I do realize that it didn't crown an inch over the pan. And the reason that I didn't let it wait and do that is because we had already risen 2 hours. And I didn't want to over-rise and have it collapse in the oven. So, let's see what our bread looks like on the inside. Alright, here's the big reveal. I would call that acceptable. What do you think? It has a beautiful crumb. It's not too close. Could have risen a little tiny bit more. But like I said, it was 2 hours, and I didn't want to let it go any further. Let's smell it. Oh, it smells exactly like rye bread should. King Arthur Flour has really wonderful recipes. I encourage you to go over and check their website out. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up down below. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. I have more going on. Like I said, I haven't even introduced you to my sourdough starter yet. We have a lot of baking to do. And I do love some homemade bread. This smells so good. You wouldn't even believe it. And it's so lovely with the pickle juice and the mustard in there, and the dill seeds, and the, oh, yum. Yum, yum, yum. Caraway seeds. Can't wait to have a sandwich with this. I will see you on the next video. God bless you. Take care. And bye.